to be king for a day? Join us as we take a behind-the-scenes look at our beloved monarch, King Yads, the 12 times 2. Even as I speak, important decisions are being made. Decisions which could change the course of history.
And an extra egg roll.
You want plum sauce with that, sire?
Yes, and make sure my fortune cookie says, have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Done, your obtuseness. Guard, you want to phone this order in?
Who are the next lucky contestants, Chester?
We have 2 delegates from the eastern and western portions of the country. You promised them independence, sire.
Certainly, send them in. Toot sweet.
Immediately, if not sooner.
It's good to be king.
You should know, oh heavy weighs the head.
What do you two have to say for thyselves?
Well, I say tomato.
I say tomato.
Like I say potato.
I say potato.
Like tomato.
Tomato.
Like potato.
Potato.
Let's call the whole thing off. No, but seriously, folks, we just ordered lunch. What do you kids want?
Well, could I have, a Western sandwich?
And I'll have the eastern half of her Western sandwich.
Mondo Rongo.
Oh, I know. Enough. You'll get wontons and like it. Down to business.
Your Grace, you granted us our freedom, member. You promised us each an equal part of your kingdom. Duh.
Why would I do a thing like that?
Well, we of the West were attacking the East beaucoup.
Oh, and we of the east were attacking the west.
Naturally, we had to go through the center of the country to get at each other.
Oh, and you just had the center cleaned, my lord.
So you told us if we would knock it off, you would give us each an equal part of your kingdom.
And knock it off we have, sire.
Oh, fair enough. Chester, the map.
Radio.
My fjord. What happened to my fjord?
We lost them when you had the country painted last year, sire.
All right, what a bother. Now, both you guys want an equal piece of my turf, but I don't want to give away too much. I am the king, after all.
If I might make a suggestion, you confused one.
Well, suggest away.
Would it not be equitable to divide the country into 3 pieces, giving the east and west parcels of land equal in size, but smaller than your territory?
I'd still have the most, right?
Indubitably.
Indubitably. I'd still be king, right?
For life, or 100,000 miles, whichever came first.
Fetch the royal scissors. Okay, let's try this. Let's see. There. Okay, now, let's see. This piece is for you, this piece is for you, and this big piece is for me.
But, my lord, this is not fair. My piece is much smaller than hers.
You are Mondo selfish.
Oh, I do not think so.
Have another try, sire.
Another map? Okay. Now let's try this.
You want to keep the sharp end pointed down, your ineptitude?
Oh, right. that reminds... No, okay. See, here we go like this. Oh, this is much better. I can tell already. See. Okay. This is for you. This is for you, and this...
That's it. Forget it. This is the unkindest cut of all.
May I step in yet again, sire?
Oh, please.
Often a difficult shape, like the one our country's in, just kidding, sire, can be made simpler by dividing it into simpler shapes. Let me get you another map. This, I believe, is a trapezoid.
Beats me.
And a very special trapezoid indeed. With a little work, I can cut 2 triangles off of it, each the same size.
Oops.
And presto. See? The same Size. One on the east and one on the west.
And I get the big square in the middle?
Appropriately so, sire. And please note that the area of the east and west together are equal to your square.
I always knew you were cut up, but I never thought you'd take it this far. I made a funny. Well, happy?
Beaucoup. Acclaim, Your Majesty.
Which reminds me, where's the food?
Oh, in a trice.
A trice, is that little thing that keeps the chow mein warm? Fetch the other royal chopstick.
Square One TV's roving reporter asks another mathematical question of the person on the street. Today's question, what is a trapezoid?
A trapezoid? I believe a three-sided object.
That's a geometric figure with four sides, and instead of having right angles, it has other than right angles. Some of them are obtuse, and some of them are whatever the other thing is for a sharp angle.
This is all math. Like a tripod. I know it's three. Does it have to do with photography?
A trapezoid is an uneven-sided square where the four sides are not the same, or two of the sides are the same and not different. Two different lengths of the four sides.
I don't know how to explain it.
Trapezoid is a four-sided object with two parallel lines that are opposite each other. Are you going back to junior high school?
Our children could answer better. A trapezoid is a shape with four sides, and exactly two are parallel.
We take you now to a mountaintop high in the Himalayas where history is being made. This order of trapezoid monks has taken a vow of silence. Every 10 years, one of the monks is given the chance to speak. We have an exciting videotape of past performances. Here's what happened 20 years ago today.
The trapezoid is a noble polygon. Its four sides make it a quadrilateral.
Wow, what a dramatic development. What a profound thought. What could top it? Here's a flashback look at the response just 10 years later.
The square, the rectangle, and the parallelogram are quadrilaterals too. What makes the trapezoid so special?
For the last 10 years, philosophers worldwide have been pondering that question. What will happen today? Here comes the moment we've all been waiting for. I don't mind telling you, you can feel the tension in this room. Remember, 10 years have gone by without a single word being uttered. Here it comes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
A trapezoid is a quadrilateral in which exactly two of the sides are parallel. That's what makes it so special. Now stop this constant bickering.
Mathman, your mission is to eat only even numbers. When you encounter a number, you'll have until the count of 3 to make your decision. And beware the venomous Mr. Glitch. He'll eat you if you are wrong.
Mathman, 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 Mathman.
All right.
Looks even. Awfully cute.
Mathman, even numbers, Mathman. Looks even. Mathman. Enjoy being a glitch.
It's time for another visit with America's favorite family, the Ambersons. Daddy Amberson's out in the garden trimming the deadly nightshade as we begin today's episode of Daddy Knows Different.
I'm a ding-dong daddy from Dumas. Gotta see me do my stuff. I'm a ping-pong pappy with a plywood piano. You ought to see me strive. Yeah.
Hi, Dad.
Well, hi, Rusty. How's things at flight school?
Oh, okay, Dad. Today we learned how to fly upside down so we could look down chimneys. I thought it was pretty neat, but my co-pilot kept turning a funny color. Kind of plaid.
Well, that's very nice, Rusty. Holy hollering cats, what's that?
It's a skunk, Dad. It followed me home from the airport. I tried to get it to turn back, but it just kept running alongside the car. I can keep it, Dad. How can I, Dad?
Well, all right, Rusty, but only if you promise to put an ad in the paper. You know, someone else might have lost their skunk.
Oh, Dad.
Oh, Rusty, don't get too attached. Might be a young lad out there just like you who's crying because his skunk ran away.
Well, if nobody answers the ad, then I can keep her, huh, Dad?
Well, only if you promise to take good care of it. You remember what happened to your piranha.
Yeah, I guess feeding them caramels wasn't a very good idea, was it?
No, it wasn't, Rusty. And the money for skunk chow is going to have to come out of your allowance.
I don't get an allowance, remember, Dad? You said I'd only spend it on something foolish.
I did say that, didn't I, Rusty? I'm sorry. Well, you can make some extra money doing some chores around the house. Why don't you get out the mower and cut the grass?
Great, Dad. How much will you pay me?
Oh, gee, Rusty, I'll pay you a penny a square meter.
How many square meters of lawn do we have, Dad?
Don't rightly know. But I've got just a thing, my latest invention.
Not another marshmallow peeler.
Oh, no, Rusty. Much better. The Daddy Amberson Super Mower with the built-in measuring device. As I push the mower, it automatically measures the area of the lawn. Well, I'm off.
Oh, but Daddy,
Oh, now, tut, Rusty. Daddy knows different.
Works every time.
Does Daddy know different? Or is he getting clipped? Tune in for our exciting next episode.
How can
When we last saw Daddy Amberson and his son Rusty, the renowned skunk keeper and erstwhile flyboy, Daddy was off mowing the lawn, a job originally meant for Rusty.
Well, it was a dirty job, but somebody had to do it. With my handy-dandy Daddy Amberson super mower with the built-in measuring device, I can now figure out exactly how big our lawn is. And at a penny a square meter, you stand to make quite a tidy profit, my boy.
I'd rather play with my skunk.
Oh, nonsense. I'll just take a look at the gauge here on the measuring device and, hold the phone.
What's the matter, Dad?
Well, it didn't work. Well, there must be a gear loose somewhere.
At least one.
Consternation. Now, how am I going to figure out the area of the lawn?
Oh, it's simple, Dad. Will you hold my skunk?
Why, certainly.
Thank you.
Hello! It's a sketch of our house.
It was a project for my aerial reconnaissance class at flight school. This is a picture of our house. This is the chimney, and this is our lawn. See, it's in a big U shape. And this is you asleep on a hammock, and this is Mom yelling at you for being lazy.
Let me see that. Well, now, she's not yelling, Rusty. She's simply making a suggestion.
A very loud one.
Yes, well, how do you figure out the area from this?
Simple.
No, it's not. I don't know how to figure out the area of a big U shape.
Sometimes you can figure the area of an unusual shape by dividing it up into simpler shapes. With just these two lines, I can cut this big U shape into 3 rectangles. Then all you have to do is figure out the area of the 3 rectangles, add them up, and we'll know the total area of our lawn. You know how to figure out the area of a rectangle, don't you, Dad?
Well, sure. You, multiply the length times the width. But, Rusty, we don't know the dimensions.
Well, this is the data from our reconnaissance flight. This rectangle is 10 meters by 30 meters. So what's the area, Dad?
10 times 30, 300 square meters.
Right. And this rectangle and this rectangle are about the same size as this one, right?
Well, so they'd have about the same area.
So the total area of our lawn is 3 times 300. That's 900 square meters. And you were going to pay me a penny per square meter to mow the lawn, right, Dad? That'll be $9. I'll take it in singles.
Oh, Rusty. I smell a rat.
Oh, no, Dad. It's my skunk. Honest.
Of course. Well, all right, well, have yourself a good time. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I'm a ping-pong pappy from play. Wait a minute. I mowed the... Rusty? Got a lot to learn from that boy.
Join us again someday for another heartwarming visit on Daddy Knows Different.
Oops is brought to you by erasers. Don't make a mistake without one. On March 13, 1935, Hortense First was engaged as an architect with the prestigious firm of Shadrach, Meshach, and Appendages. Shortly before 6 p.m. on that fateful day, Hortense made this seemingly unimportant mistake. Because of that tiny mistake, just look what happened.
Oops. The answer should have been more than 700.
Let's look at that again.
If I had done it right the first time, maybe this wouldn't have happened.
Oops. was brought to you by Erasers. Don't make a mistake without one.
The story you are about to see is a fib, but it's short. The names are made up, but the problems are real.
9:43 a.m. and traffic was nose to nose because the recent Santa Ana winds had dried up every nasal passage in the valley. We were working the day watch out of Mathnet. My partner is George Franklin. The boss is Thad Green. My name is Monday. I'm a mathematician. We had been working on a bizarre case which involved the theft of 3 truckloads of dirt. The trucks were returned. The dirt was not. We decided to look at a scene from yesterday's show to refresh our memories. It's good to think hard about problems, especially hard problems.
They may have dumped it somewhere up here.
Abandoned gravel pits.
Gravel pits. They could have dumped it there and no one would ever notice. Let's get out there. After searching the abandoned gravel pit to no avail, we finally spotted something unusual. We decided to take a closer look.
What do you make of it, Kate?
Someone was digging here.
It's as though they were looking for something.
What if the dirt isn't valuable?
Uh-huh.
What if something that is valuable was buried in the dirt?
Hi, Kate. I just gave George the lab report on the new dirt.
It has the same composition as the old dirt, Kate.
Uh-huh. Debbie, we think something valuable was buried in the dirt. We need to know what was standing on the site before the hole was dug. Can you check with the Bureau of Records?
You got it.
I'll call Mr. Rourke and make sure no other trucks have been stolen. Mr. Rourke? George Franklin, Mathnet. Any more trouble at the excavation site, sir? Nothing? No more trucks missing? I see. Thank you, sir. Kate, I think we can make an assumption.
What's that?
Whoever was sifting through the dirt found what he was looking for.
Monday. Yes, Debbie. I see. Got a new address on them? Thanks. George, there was a housing project on the site. We've got the name of the couple that lived there before the excavation. Let's roll. A couple named Swaggle had lived in the house that occupied the site, and they had just recently moved into a new home. We decided to pay a call and introduce ourselves.
Yes?
Mrs. Swaggle, I'm Kate Monday. This is my partner, George.
Frankly,
Mathnet.
Now, but Goshen, what do you want with little old me?
Just wonder if you could answer a couple of questions about your former residence.
Is this some sort of door-to-door game show or something? Oh, I hope. I was almost kissed by Richard Dawson once.
On Family Feud?
No.
Mrs. Swaggle, was there anything unusual about your house? Anything at all?
Not that you'd notice. It was just a little cracker box of a house. 2 bedrooms and a bath and a quarter and a carport. Just like all the other houses in the area.
What about the landscaping? Anything unusual there?
No. The front lawn was just a little postage stamp, and the back lawn was even smaller. Mr. Swaggle used to mow it with my peeking shears.
How long had you lived there, ma'am?
20 years. Oh, it was a charming little place. We put it on the market for $350,000, and it sold in less than 10 minutes.
I'm happy for you.
It was almost enough for a down payment on this jobby.
We have reason to suspect someone may have buried something valuable on your lot.
Nothing like that ever happened when we lived there.
If you think of anything, please give us a call.
Just one more thing, Mrs. Swaggle.
Yes, young man.
What's Richard Dawson really like?
George.
By the way, who did you buy the house from?
The bank. It was a foreclosure.
I got some info on the previous owner of the house, Mathnetters. It was owned by a man named Numeral Fish. He couldn't keep up the mortgage payments, and the bank took it away.
Merle Fish. That name rings a bell.
It should.
He was convicted of pulling off the famous Sphinx armored car robbery about 21 years ago. He was sent to state prison.
No wonder he couldn't make his mortgage payments.
The Sphinx armored car robbery. I studied that case in Mathnet school. The guy got away with $1 million. They caught him, but never got the money back.
The theory was, if I recall, that Fish had an accomplice who got away with the money and left the country.
There was a book written about it at the time, wasn't there?
Yes, it was called Maryland, a Finks truck, written by Norman Mailbag.
Is Fish still in prison?
According to this, he was sentenced to 30 years. He's got 9 to make.
George, call the warden and see when we can talk with Mr. Fish. Debbie, call the Finks company and see if they have records of the serial numbers of the bills.
Thank you, sir.
George, how'd you make out? Did you talk to the warden?
Yes, I did, Kate.
Can we see Merle Fish?
Afraid not. The warden's a powerful man, but he's not that powerful.
What do you mean?
Merle Fish died in prison 6 days ago.
Man, your mission is to eat only prime numbers.
I don't know why exactly, and maybe he has nothing to do with the missing dirt. But I think we should talk to Mr. Mailbag.
100% of Square One TV is a production of the Children's Television Workshop. This program was made possible by grants from the National Science Foundation, the U.S. Department of Education, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation, and the Carnegie Corporation of New York.
Corporate funding is provided by IBM. At IBM, we believe education is the key to the future. We are pleased to help support Square One TV as an innovative way to introduce young people to the exciting world of mathematics.